You lot do a lot of weird things in TF2. Like, when I made my video about weird habits that I have in this game, you guys kind of went crazy telling me all of the weird things you do while playing as well. And I did say I would probably end up doing a community version of that video, so here we have it. Weird habits you all have in TF2. Also, if you go on to enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could click the subscribe button. I don't really want to have to bring out the percentages again, but a lot of you who watch my videos aren't actually subscribed. So I really want to push this channel really far this year. So if you're not subbed and you watch my videos a bunch, I'd appreciate you clicking the button. Also, some YouTubers have started saying now that YouTube have been unsubscribing them. So you may as well check. I'm not going to keep that one up though. Anyway, let's talk about some weird habits that you lot have in this game. So this first one came up a lot, so I almost had to include it. It would have been a stinky video if I didn't. So there are a lot of maps in TF2 that have a fairly long walk back to the front line if you end up dying, and so many people do a bunch of different things on their way back. Some people won't stop inspecting their weapons, and you know, I'm also quite guilty of that. There's people who always tend to swap between all of their weapons like as fast as they can when they're not in combat. Again, I also do that. Some people use their buttons, some people use the scroll wheel. That is probably the only time I ever use my scroll wheel to change weapons, but whatever. I think also that must get quite annoying for anybody who's watching me stream at the time where I'm doing that. And honestly, sometimes it annoys me that I do it, so I have to force myself to stop. But I don't know, it's something we all do. And the final thing a bunch of people told me was that they randomly shoot at things on their way back to the fight, which I've seen a bunch of people do, but I don't really tend to do that much myself because I don't ever like having less ammo going into a fight than I should have, if that makes any sense. I like having full ammo as much of the time as possible unless I'm actually in a fight. So I feel like doing that is just wasting ammo, but you pick up ammo on the way back anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't know if this means that there should be spawns kind of closer to where the fighting is actually happening on maps like that, or we all die too much and spend most of the game trying to entertain ourselves while running back to the front. But I rarely ever see gameplay of somebody else just running normally back to the front line. They are always doing something. There could be some deeper meaning in all of this, that something has to be happening on our screens in order for us to actually stay focused on the game, or we just got into the habit of doing it and it's harmless, so there's no point trying to stop doing that thing. Regardless of whether it's a deeper issue or not, is one of the most popular habits that people have and they seem to share while I was asking for the input for this video. Speaking of input on videos, if you want the chance to get more involved in videos like this one, make sure you follow me on Twitter and also join my Discord. That's basically where I ask all of these questions, so I'd really appreciate if you join them. You guys seem to really like these videos, so if you want to get involved, there's a link in the description. So the second thing I saw a lot of people talking about was their use of voice commands in TF2. They always seem to make sure they say thank you to someone, or they call out spies when they find one and can't kill them. And some people just use them constantly. They spam them. Positive, negative, anything, just kind of depending on what is going on in game. And I actually, quite like that. Right now, the voice commands are a little bit only pay to play because free-to-players just can't use them because of the whole bot situation. But when free-to-players can hopefully use that again, I want to hear just voice commands, maybe not constantly, but a lot more than I do now. Now, the only voice line I actually end up using really is the calling out a spy one. And I use that when I've been trying to kill a spy. I can't find it and I decide to just give up. So I kind of let the team know that there's one around and that I'm not the one there looking for it anymore. That's not really what it's meant to be used for, but, that's what I use it for. I also use medic, but I don't shout for a medic that often anymore. It used to be a thing I did all the time, and now I just don't. But yeah, I quite like the fact that there's people who constantly use that feature in the game, telling their team to push, telling their team to go, trying to be funny, trying to make people feel better, and a morale boost and stuff like that. That's what they're there for, realistically. And I'm glad people are actually using it for those reasons. I actually don't have most of my voice command buttons bound because I've changed them, so they're all moving my view model around and stuff like that. So I couldn't actually use them even if I wanted to. I don't really want to use them that much, but whatever. I also don't really hear a lot of need a teleporter here voice lines anymore, so maybe that meme died out, but I'm glad that people are telling me they're still calling out spies. So keep up with it, I guess. And the final habit a lot of people have admitted to is that on certain classes, after getting a kill with a weapon, they would swap to their melee weapon and straight back to whatever they were using before. Now, sniper was the main example for this. A lot of people do that, but I also end up doing this on like soldier and demo man. If I hit like a really nice crit rocket or I hit like a flick pipe or something like that, I always swap to my melee weapon straight after and then swap back to whatever weapon I was using before. I honestly think it just looks cooler, it feels cooler, and there's no other real reason for us doing this. For the sniper one, I do this a lot. It feels like it makes your sniper rifle able to shoot a lot faster. I'm not sure if this is just like a placebo effect where it doesn't actually do anything, but it feels like it does. And I also do the same thing in CS, and I feel like that's where it's come from, because the AWP used to actually shoot faster if you'd shoot it, swap back, and then swap to the AWP again. So I think people kind of brought that over to TF2. But I just think it feels cool if you hit a nice shot or you do something cool and then you swap to your melee weapon and then back to the weapon you were using before. It just either looks nicer, feels nicer, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like just generally, even this swapping weapons thing kind of comes from CS, because whenever a pro would win a round, they literally always pull out their knives and show off the fact that they own virtual items that are worth more than most people watching's cars. So let that sink in. But that whole thing still works in TF2 because you can have nice melee weapons, you can have nice primary weapons or secondary weapons that you swap to, so it still looks nice and you still kind of get the point across, I guess. Is there really a point to get across? I don't think so. So anyway, that is going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you leave this video a like and also subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'd really appreciate the support. Also, if you want to, you don't have to, but there are Spikey Mikey stickers for sale on Teespring right now, so go and check those out if you would like to buy yourself a physical Spikey Mikey thing that you can hold in your hands. I don't know why I made that sound weird, but if you want a sticker, there's a link in the description. Also, check out all of my other socials in the description down below, and I will see you all tomorrow with another video. Goodbye.